Shalom, my homies. Welcome to another exciting episode of the Stacking Triggers podcast, a podcast for casual spikes like you and me and Bill. How are you, Bill?
I'm here, Dan. I'm here. I'm excited to talk about magic because the holidays and visiting family, that's not magic related. That's something spikes don't do.
That's true. Family? No. Showering? No. Women? No. Only grind.
Only the grind. And let me tell you, these unbans have me grinding.
Oh, these unbans are so fun. It's so fun. I'll talk about one card that I definitely think is getting banned come later, but or rebanned, I should say, going the way of Golgari Grave Troll. But before we get into that kind of discussion, let's talk about what we're doing today. Today, obviously, it's Fortnite and card games. We've played a lot of Magic. I played a lot of Magic, and it's going to be separate from the Fortnite and card games. But Dan has been playing a lot of One Piece tournaments recently, 3 to be exact, with the same deck. And I'm going to go over what's happened in those tournaments. Now, of course, you're probably like, Dan, why the fuck do we care what you do in tournaments? Well, let me just rattle off some records for you with player counts, all right? We got 7-3 with 945 players, good for 99th place, which prizes, by the way, okay? We got 4-2 out of 64 players for 17th place. My breakers were fucking dog shit. Also, I lost the pair down in the last round, and I wanted to die. Oh, it's so sad. And then the big one, 108 players, 6 rounds. Dan went 6-0. Won the whole fucking thing. The whole fucking show. So, yeah, we're going to talk about a little bit of One Piece talk because I'm very excited. I get to talk about my current favorite deck in the One Piece format. But, Bill, before we do that,
Dan,
it's our Fortnite and card games. Talk about it. What have you been playing since the ban list update?
Yeah. Did a couple different decks, right? So I'm trying to take, the advice that we heard from that Discord and from you, from the last epi, to try to keep myself going. Tried playing some a Storm combo deck. And this has been all on Magic Online. With the holiday and everything, it's been really hard to get games in paper. So lots and lots of MTGO.
Yep.
So I tried Twiddle Breach Storm in Modern. Hit miss. It's not a lot of decision points. It's just if you brick, it's like pretty bad.
Yeah.
Like and it's like you either mulligan to exactly what you need, and maybe you do it, or you keep a hand and then you get there.
Yeah, so talk about that. It's kind of like how I feel how combo decks are now, where combo decks were kind of propped up a lot by the One Ring, and where it's like, oh, I don't have the combo, but I have this card, the One Ring, that time walk, and then I get to draw 4 cards in total off of it. Oh, also I'm Twiddle, so I get to just like draw 1 million off of it if I want to. So yeah.
So Twiddle Breach is fun. I'm not gonna deny that like that's something fun to play. I want to try and get better at it, but it's not. I don't think it's very good. The other deck I've been playing the heck out of, though, at least in Modern, has been the Faithless Looting Hollow One deck.
Oh yeah, that you want to talk about a deck that got a buff,
buddy. That is such a fun deck. I don't have to pay attention when it's not my turn.
Yeah, true.
I can just like, hey, I'm going to do it or I'm not. And if I at least have Burning Inquiry, maybe I can mess you up if I don't have the thing. So
yeah, Burning Inquiry plus Bowman equals take 5.
Now I am I am inconsistent on that. This is a mainly red version. It's running the green dual lands only for the so you can hardcast Vengevine if you need to.
Oh sure.
Yeah. Well, and for Ancient Grudges flashback cost.
Yeah, yeah. Ancient Grudge, good card in Gruul.
Yeah, yeah. And so like it's mainly red though, so it's been really fun. Um, and then like the one paper I got to play was standard at my local store,
Mhm.
and that was still the blue white tempo deck. I've been trying to stick with a single deck for standard. It just gets shit on though, really bad.
Really? That
Yeah,
I think that's a little shocking to me. Now, of course, I know nothing about standard. We've heard Dan's thoughts on standard, but like, I would assume since it's a similar plan to what like I prefer running in modern, that like it would be working.
yeah. There's just too much good removal at the 3 cost. Like
Mm,
that targets 3 CMC or lower, which is what all your threats are, except for maybe Tolarian Terror.
right.
Um, which is also not standard to the list. Like that's just something I put in there. Um, but it's yeah, like just the removal's really good. Anoint with the 2 mana exile target creature. That's 3 CMC or less. Or if they're corrupted, just exile target creature. Yeah, exile, Dan. There's so much exile based
Yeah,
removal.
yeah. You're just kind of getting fucked on with
It
that.
it dicks on my deck. And every black deck, which is like all the top decks, are running it. So it's bad. Um so I might switch to something different. Uh but I did give it a good try.
Yeah, yeah. That's all that matters
Yeah,
is
like
you try. Like, it's the same thing I'm gonna tell you, or I was going to tell you every time. It's just like, try it.
yeah.
If it stops working, then go on to something else, but, like, you can't just be like, "Alright, I played
Yeah.
this deck one time, now to move on to the next thing."
Yeah, the only win I had with it in paper was against somebody who was learning their Demir deck. So yeah, it was rough. Also though, kind of in the Fortnite in card games realm, right? Like remember how my LGS, I don't know if I said this on the show, but like back in the day,
Back in my day.
uh back in my day, about 2 months ago, the LGS was just nothing but like we only played modern on Thursdays.
Yep.
And so but everybody was getting super duper mad because of the One Ring. I didn't really care because it's like whatever. I know it's getting banned. I'm just going to kind of slug through it. Like,
Yeah.
um, and that was fun. But some people were saying, well, standards looking kind of fun right now with foundations and all the everything that they're seeing. So I was like, okay, cool. Like, I wouldn't be upset about that. So people just kept talking about how cool standard looked. People kept saying like modern sucks. I'm tired of playing modern. I'm just gonna start not showing up when it's modern. And guess what? People did start not showing up. And so like
Children.
nobody was doing anything about it and everybody was unhappy. And I was like, you know what? I have a keyboard. Let me just put a poll in the
I have a keyboard plugged into my computer. Let me try
I
something.
I have a keyboard. Let me put this poll out into the modern channel for my store's Discord channel and see what formats people like. So I like entered in like everything. It was like modern, legacy, standard, pioneer, popper, pre-modern. Like everything got some votes, but there were two that tied for like the most votes, and that was both standard and modern.
Right.
And I was like, okay, I mean, at my old LGS back in Buffalo, we were able to do every other week on a rotation. It's not that hard to remember.
No.
Let me ask these guys, when do they want to start? Because this is like mid November when I was asking them. And I was like, okay, so when do you guys want to start this? Do you want to start it like next week? Or do you want to start like the first week of December, give people time to like build decks and stuff. And I gave them like a few other dates, and everybody picked the 6th of December, which was like the first week of December or whatever.
Sure.
So they all did it. They all did, and like I was like, okay, cool. We'll do a rotating format, or a rotation schedule. It'll be every other week, and here's the dates. Here's the format. I posted it in the LGS Discord. I posted it in the local Facebook page for the area, and everybody seemed happy. And then stuff happened with my stepmom, or not my stepmom, Jesus, my wife's stepmom.
Mm,
We had to go do funerals and things, and so like I wasn't able to make it for a couple weeks. But apparently, like for the first like 2 or 3 weeks, like nobody understood what was supposed to happen. Nobody. And
right.
then, like this week, the owner of the LGS is on there very upset, even though I specifically reached out to him and asked him, being like, "Hey, do you want to change what's going on?" And he just gave a like no real answer, no real ownership. And then I tried to take ownership, and now he's just getting really poopy about everything. Yeah, like it's like it's like okay, like everybody, like people need to just stop talking if they're upset,
Yeah.
because if you're not going to do anything about it, then just stop talking. I tried to do something about it. It blew up horrifically, apparently. Like, sorry, like I didn't realize every other week was a really hard thing to understand.
Yeah, that's really hard. I don't know if you know that, but it's really hard.
Is it?
No,
Because
no, that's a
oh,
joke.
okay. Oh, thank God, because it's like with my parents' divorce, it was every other week I had stuff. Like,
I mean, that's
hey,
hard. Like, you gotta lug a kid around, the kid doesn't wanna
I know,
go, blah, blah, blah.
I know. I was that kid. I didn't want to go. Uh, but yeah, like I don't know. Like now there's just a bunch of poop happening. I don't know. I'm thinking of maybe just not going for a while, just because it's like, just because I'm feeling like crap. Like
Yeah.
nobody has even once said like, hey, you know, like thanks for trying. Like it just seems like everybody's just mad, and I'm like, okay, well, everybody was bitching,
Yeah, it sounds
and
like
people
people.
weren't showing up. Like, the moral of the story, don't do things. If this was like happening at your store, like not you, Dan, but like everybody, like what would you do? Like in that predicament where like you're losing people, the store owner has basically given like the the people who play like, hey, you
Complete
guys could
power.
you could self organize. And I was like, cool, I will self organize. Would you do the same thing? Because like, or would you just kind of let it set and then just let the store, because like the store has no real skin in this, because they take in the cash, and then well, I mean, I guess they take in cash and then give out store credit. I guess it boosts sales.
Yeah,
It's like I don't know how it maths
well,
for
first
them.
and foremost, I would just wouldn't put my own skin in the game like that. Like, I wouldn't be the person that would organize the events for the store. If the store doesn't wanna organize the events, that's on the store. Like, and I know that sucks for you because like, that's, like, 5 minutes from your house. That LGS is,
Yeah,
like, 5
it's
minutes
like
from your house.
super close.
It'd be,
Yeah,
like, the same thing if my store that's, like, 10 minutes from my house, decided to stop giving a shit about One Piece and fucking Magic, and they were like,
yeah.
"You guys figure it out," and I'd be like, "No,
Well,
I
that's
will
the thing.
straight up
Like,
drive another 10 minutes or so to get to another store that cares about those card games."
yeah, that's the thing. Like, he didn't ever say like, "You guys figure it out," but like, I don't know. I kept asking him, "Hey, can we run modern? Hey, can we run modern?" And he finally started running modern. And
Right.
it took us like 3 months to get more than four people to show up, and it took a long time to build it to 10. And now it's like I don't know. I'm just aggravated.
It's because you gave people options. You told them, "Hey," like, you gave them more options than 2, because the options were either play modern or play nothing. And now you tell them, "Hey,
Yeah.
play modern, play standard, or play nothing." And now a lot of them are stupid and confused and don't know what to do, and therefore just choose to play nothing, and are mad because they
Yeah.
choose to play nothing.
Yeah, I it's like I don't know. Like I also just started bringing both decks because I was like, you guys don't. I don't understand how we can't do a schedule, but whatever. Like, not my problem anymore. So I'm just stepping back completely from everything ever, not making any decisions with anything.
Yeah, it's not on you, it's on the store. If the store wants to let the
Yeah,
Magic community die, the Modern community die, and the Standard community die, that's on them.
yeah,
Like, it sucks for you
yeah, yeah,
as the
yeah. It's
player,
like
like,
that's the thing. It's like I wanted to continue to play. I might just switch to online only. We'll see.
that's fair.
Yeah. What about you, Dan? How is your Fortnite magic?
Alright, so I got really excited. I saw after the bans, I saw a FOMO twin deck, using the Fear of Missing Out plus Deceiver XR plus Splinter Twin. Basically, giving you, like, 8 twin targets to go infinite with. 'Cause, as you know, the way the FOMO works, when it ETBs, you discard a card, then draw a card. And then, if you have Delirium when it attacks, you get to untap another target creature, uh, as long as it's not that exact FOMO that you untapped, that was the one you attacked with isn't the one you're untapping, you get
Oh,
to do infinite
mhm, mhm.
combats. So you just the one that
Yes.
has Splinter Twin equipped to it, you just untap and then tap it, get another one, do it again, and
Yeah.
just now, of course, like, if your opponent can infinitely stall you, yeah, you deck yourself. But hey, it's not just Deceiver Exarch, which randomly loses to Tameo +2 and
Oh, yeah.
Waker of Waves. Like, just those 2 cards, like, stop Deceiver Exarch entirely. So,
That's funny.
yeah. So I played that because I was like, "This is cool. It's Is it?" I went 1-3. I put Twin on the stack exactly 0 times,
Ooh.
and I was like, "Boy, this sucks. This deck sucks. This deck is awful." Also, I played 2 mill players, and when
Oh,
you don't have Murktide to just, like, go over the top of the mill players with 2 lands and then your entire deck in your graveyard, you kinda just don't win. And
yeah.
then one person who apparently had not played Modern in a long time, like, they surgical my Splinter Twin, and they see a Force of Negation in my hand. They're like, "Why didn't you counter that?" And it's like, "Because I'm done. I don't care. I don't give a fuck." And
I I'm done.
they just kept going on about it, and I'm like, "I understand that in your head it doesn't make sense. I do not care about today. I
Yeah.
I I'm unsleeving these cards the second I get home, and they are going up on TCG Player." And then they immediately sold for $80 for the playset,
Nice.
which I bought the playset for $22. So, like, I don't give a fuck. I'm not playing this deck ever again. I don't like the Splinter Twin style because, having played Team of Breach combo, the One Ring is a 4 mana do something. Splinter Twin is, hey, I need there to be a creature on the battlefield, and also, the counter magic from 20 I don't remember when, I think 2020 got banned in, like, 2016, 2017. Here, let me recount to you spells that weren't legal in 27 in the Modern format in those days. A counter spell and a Force of Negation.
Oh, right.
So, like, yeah. So immediately sold those cards, never playing Twin
Yeah.
again. I will likely buy another playset of Twin whenever they drop back down to $5 after a reprint at some point in the future. Instead,
Nice.
I played Grixis Reanimator this week. This has Tameo, Psychic Frog, Oculus, and Archon of Cruelty. You're playing persist with you're playing 4 copies of persist with 2 copies of unearth. Obviously, the broken turn is to go turn 1 faithless looting, pitch Archon, turn 2 persist it, and then you just have a 5/5 flyer that draws you a card every turn. So you're drawing 2
Yeah.
cards per turn. The other broken thing you can do is go turn 1 Tameo, turn 2 faithless looting, flip Tameo, and then unearth the thing you just did. One of the things you just discarded. I did that once. That was fun. That was really fun. That deck is really fun. Uh, I
Oh.
can't play the version I want to play.
Oop.
I let someone borrow a bunch of cards for Eternal Weekend,
You
and
still don't have them?
I only got most of them back. I'm
How do you still
missing.
not have the rest?
I I don't want to get into it.
Okay.
I brought it up to this. I've seen this person 4 times. I brought it up every time. I'm like, hey, I'm gonna be here tomorrow. You're gonna be there tomorrow. Give. Come on. And they're like, sorry, man, I forgot. And it's like, how the fuck did you forget? You told me to what? You told me to tell you, and you're forgetting. I don't understand. So, I would be playing a pure Unearth variant with Bowmasters over the Archons. Remove 4 persist, go up to 4 Unearth, and then just play 2 Spell Pierce. Because in the persist variant, I think Counterspell is complete dog shit.
Mm.
Like, yeah, it's good. Like if you're ahead and you can hold up 2 mana to counterspell, great. But man, when there are turns where you're like, I gotta persist and also hold up counterspell, and you're stuck on 2 mana,
Oh, that sucks.
can't do it.
Yeah.
So if you can instead go like Unearth Oculus plus hold up a spell pierce, I think that's just infinitely better. So if I was to
Yeah.
stick on that particular the original build with persist, it would be cut the 4 counter spells, put in 4 spell pierce.
Okay.
I went what 1-2. Played against a Demir deck. That was the deck where I go turn 1 Tameo, and then I go, all right, turn 2 Faithless Looting, and they go counterspell. And I'm like, okay, I'll play a land and pass. And then they do nothing. And then I go, all right, attack with Tameo, Faithless Looting, and they go counterspell. And I'm like, yay.
Let me keep trading this mana.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll keep trading this 1 mana card disadvantage card for a 2 mana counterspell.
But that's the thing. Like the counter spells are so bad against Faithless Looting because
Yes.
when you get to 3 mana, you can just cast it from the graveyard
Yep, exactly.
to just refuel or do whatever you need to do.
And
This
hey,
is the stupidest thing to counter.
it but the thing is, and you brought this up, it's Tameo. If I flip Tameo on turn 2, the game and you can't deal with it because you're in blue black.
True.
You don't
Right,
have
yes.
unless you have long goodbye, which I doubt it. Which
You could go ahead.
reminder, everybody, I said if blue black is the best deck in the format with this Unearth Oculus shit, long goodbye is the best card against that deck. 100% of the time.
Yeah.
It is. So when you don't have long goodbye to deal with a planeswalker, the way you have to deal with the planeswalker is Psychic Frog, really. And Psychic Frog doesn't do fucking shit to that because like I just go Fatal Push and it's dead. You know?
Yeah.
So yeah. And then game 1 against Breach combo.
Oh
I go turn
no.
1 Tameo. All right, turn 2 Faithless Looting. All right, flip Tameo after attacking, of course. Unearth Oculus. I had the fucking nuts. I had the nuts. It's the best. Like it's the best turn 2. It's the best.
This sounds like a deck I would enjoy
It's
almost.
it's kind of it's kind of brain dead, but then there's the games where you don't get this and you have to play Murktide. And I'm used to that. I played Murktide. So I
Right, yeah.
but man, the game every deck in modern now needs this like let me feed you some bullshit kind of thing that it does. And hey, going turn 1, make a planeswalker that will eventually win me the game, plus or turn 2, planeswalker that eventually wins me the game, and then 5/5 that gains incremental advantage over the entire game.
Right.
What do you do? And I think I flipped an
And then you
Oculus
have
on the first one. I flipped
and
a
then you
fucking
have the
Oculus on the first
archons.
one, and I'm just like, "This is insane."
Oh, Oculus into Oculus?
Oculus and Oculus, and
Oh, that's so fun.
I'm like, "Bruh." Yeah, so, uh, so the Unearthed version is straight up the version I would play now,
But you don't have the
but
cards.
I don't have the cards. So I'm on just pure Demir right now. I'm using Andrea Mengucci's list. He went 5-0, 10-0 with it.
Gee!
Yeah, he took it from the challenge. I don't think I made any changes to the land base because the one reanimator, like they were originally with the reanimator decks, they were running like Spire Bluff Canal and Dark Slick Shores and no basics, and I'm like, so we just want to die
Blood Moon?
to Blood
Yeah.
Moon and Harbinger, right? Like that's what I'm seeing.
Right.
We need
Yeah.
some fucking basics.
Well, and then they have the Verges now in blue black, right? So you should never be running Dark Slick Shores, I feel like.
Um, so here's what I'll say regarding that.
Yeah.
I think that because Psychic Frog exists, you are okay drawing tap lands to a degree. But the thing is, the verges require you to have a basic land or a basic land type already that you're already playing,
Which is a shock.
which is
You're
generally
already gonna
shot.
play it.
But
Yeah.
there are the games where you just open up like two Dark Slick Shores or two Gloom Lake Verges in this instance,
Uh yeah, okay,
and
then you're
now
stuck
your lands come in
on
and
a
you
single
tap,
color.
and you're just like, I can't have that. So you
Yep.
just
That
so like I get it. I love Gloom Lake Verge. I think that card
I
is
think it's really good.
insanely good. But what I am running right now
Yeah.
is two shocks, two surveils, and three basics, which gives you seven total hits plus nine fetches. Nine fetches. So in theory, yeah, I'd be able to hit that. But then there's the other, like I said, that there's that turn that those games where you go Dark Slick Shores, Dark Slick Shores,
Yeah.
and you're actually able to cast Psychic Frog on turn two as opposed to being like, all right, play nothing on turn one, go. All right, Thought Scour myself on turn two, go.
Yeah.
So, uh, I'm gonna keep playing with Grixis Reanimator or Blue Black Frog, one of the two. I don't know. I think either is good. I think Reanimator has the higher ceiling, but like I think the floor is a lot lower, just because there's like complete non games that you can have with that deck because you just don't draw your counter magic and you don't have like, like the interaction pieces you have don't match up with what you're playing against, and you don't have your broken fucking combo on turn two
Yeah, you're
of
yeah.
flip cameo plus eyeball.
Yeah.
God, that
Eyeball.
I was so happy. I can't believe that was game one. And I was like, oh, I'm gonna win this fucking game too. Let's go. Let's fucking go. And then I lost. But yeah, so that's all I have for modern and magic talk. So now, Bill, it's time to talk about my One Piece shit. So, like I said,
Hey.
I played a lot of One Piece over the past week, week plus. I played in the Treasure Cup. I got 99th place, which prizes, which is
Yee.
like, 99th place out of 945 players. Like that's almost top 10%, which like,
Yeah.
uh, okay. I lost only to the mirror matchup. And the deck I'm playing, for those of you who are unaware, is Red Shanks. This is a list that comes from a player in Singapore by the name of Noel Lim. This deck is the best version of the deck. I've seen aggro versions, I've seen full control versions. This kind of blends the two
Mhm.
into like a mid-range tempo deck, which I play Murktide.
Yeah.
So like this is just another Murktide list, basically.
This is you.
So yeah, I go 7-3. I lose only to mirrors. I had no idea what I was doing in the mirror that I was losing to. So like after I would lose, I would just reflect and I'm like, oh, okay. The secret is go second and see more 10 toss than your opponent does. And
Oh, right, because you get to pick.
yeah, I think I went first exactly one. I won my first die roll in the mirror in my first mirror and lost the game anyway because I didn't see any 10 costs because I didn't know what I was like looking for. But now I
Mhm.
know. I'm sure I could probably navigate that one better if like now Dan played it because in the past 3 tournaments I have played 4, 3, 2, 9 mirror matches. I've played a total of what was it? What did I tell you? 22 games. I've played 10 mirror
Yeah.
matches in 22 games.
Yeah, and you did, your overall record is really high.
Yep, it is. I am currently 17-6 with this build. 17-5. I keep saying
Yeah,
17-6,
yeah,
17-5.
you keep messing that
Keep
up.
giving myself one extra loss. Yeah, I'm currently 17-5 with this list in tournament play.
That's
I'm not
insane.
counting locals, like whatever. But in tournament play with this list, 17-5. 7-3 for the Treasure Cup. I played, like I said, I played 4 mirrors. I played against Dofi 3 times. I've won in tournament play. I have won every single Dofi matchup, which is considered the best deck in the format. I have won every single one.
Jeez.
And there was like 2 or 3 of them that weren't even close. I think I
That's
played
crazy.
5 in total over the past 3 tournaments. The mirrors, the thing I played the most. Um, Today I played against Red Purple Luffy, which is an aggro deck that has a 6,000 power leader, which is normally a bad matchup for Shanks. I played it on Sunday, the last tournament that I played in round one, and I thought through the gameplay in my head, and I'm like, I just need to play this like just ping them, like just hit them for sixes, and when they have no Dawn open, just hit them for eights, and like just drain their hand. And I didn't do that, so I just lost that game. And I'm like, okay, I'll play it differently next time. Well, I get the opportunity, and I do exactly that. Hit minimum swings, baby. That's how you beat 6K leaders. Just minimum swings. Ping their hand away. Hit them a couple times per turn. They can't do anything. Uh, then I played against Shanks, 2 Dofis, another Shanks, and then a Blackbeard, which was like the big boogeyman deck coming into this format.
Ooh.
Everyone like, it's like the best deck after Doflamingo, and I'm like, okay, I'll try playing this. I actually started this format playing that deck,
Nice.
but then I was like, I'm not very good with it. I still need more practice, so I'm just gonna play Shanks because it's a big red deck, and big red decks.
Yeah,
I played Whitebeard, so I can play big red decks. So I switched to this, and obviously, like it's been going well. Um,
yeah.
I have another half case tourney tomorrow. I'm gonna play in that.
Tomorrow
Yep,
what?
tomorrow at noon. I'm gonna play in
Damn,
that.
you should
But
stream it.
no,
Oh,
it's
wait, you
in
probably
paper.
can't.
It's in person.
Uh,
So, but yeah, no, I wouldn't anyway. I record all of my games anyway because you're supposed to online. Like you really have to in case like you get fucking cheated on.
yeah, or somebody claims that you're cheating, and then
Or
you
somebody
have
claims that I'm cheating. I have to record and
yeah,
be like, nope. Oh, I will say, at the Treasure Cup, I accidentally drew 2 cards one turn, and I went, oh, I drew 2 cards. I've seen the second of the 2 cards, like not the card I was supposed to see, but the second one. I've only seen that one. So I'm like, hey,
yeah,
I don't know what the ruling is. I don't want to touch anything. Can you just get the judge? And they were like,
yeah,
okay. All
yeah,
you do is draw the card you were supposed to, and then flip the second card face up so everyone knows what it's supposed to be, and then you put it back on top. And I'm like, interesting ruling, but okay. Because in
that
Magic,
isn't
that's like not public information, so you would shuffle
right.
your deck.
Yeah, yeah, why wouldn't you shuffle the deck?
I, believe me, that in my head, I was like, why am I not just shuffling the deck?
Yeah, yeah, like, I agree, let everybody know, "Hey, this is the card I saw, we're putting it here, and now we're gonna shuffle."
Yeah, I spaced them out. And I was like, here's what happened, and like I called it on myself. I
Yeah,
was like, oh, I did this.
yeah,
Here, this is the card I was supposed to draw. This is the card I was not supposed to draw. And I was like, it's a weird ruling, but okay,
yeah.
you know.
That's
So
just that's so weird, that's so weird. Okay,
so
I'm not
it's a very weird ruling, but yeah.
but
So I don't really know what to say here. I obviously I love the deck. Like the deck works, and I'm good
yeah.
with it. So like I don't know. like since losing my first 3 matches against the mirror, I've won the next 5. I'm 5-3 against the mirror now.
5-3.
Yeah,
What?
which like normally like when I would play Red Purple Law, I was like
Mhm.
over basically in tournament play with that in the mirror. Could not win a
Mhm.
mirror to save my life, and now I like for whatever reason I've just figured out this mirror. And like I said, it is very simple. It is go second, play more 10 costs. But
Yeah,
like I'm doing that. Like I'm now mulliganing for the 10 costs. I am now like winning the die roll obviously and
that's crazy.
hitting my and hitting the things at the correct time.
Yeah. I'm happy for you. I wanna do that. I wanna win games. I wanna win tourneys.
It's hard. I was stressed out the whole fucking time. Uh
I know.
uh I was sweating profusely. I got to be on stream for my final game. I didn't let that rattle me in any way, shape, or form, which was great because
Hell
normally
yeah.
I don't do well on stream. But yeah, I don't know. One Piece is a good game. I think I'm currently better at that than I am at Magic, which I think I felt that way basically since set 6 of One Piece, that I've been better at One Piece than I have been at Magic. But
Magic, I think, is very, very complex as well.
ye
The
I think One Piece is also extremely complex. Just because, like, of the way you're able to interact with things as opposed to, like,
Mhm.
because you can't be like, "Alright, I have an 8/8 Murktide, I'm going to swing into your, 5/5 Oculus." You know?
That's true, yeah. Yeah, like, the attacking decisions make a lot more like, it's a lot more thinking here with the attacking, but, like, I don't think there's a way to interact with the stack
No.
in One Piece, which is, like, in my opinion, where it's simpler, right?
Yes, you're really only focused on your turn.
Mhm.
Like, there's certain decisions, like when you take life and the life card has a trigger on it. It is, do I trigger this card? Do I not trigger this card? That's about
But
it.
not
That's
every life
about
card
all you're
has
doing
those.
in that.
Yeah, yeah.
Or like your opponent swings, 2K over into your character. Do you counter out to save it? Do you have a blocker? How can you navigate this space?
Yeah.
But that's about it. Like, otherwise, the game is like really simple. Like, I think fundamentals. I think there's a lot of people out there who don't have any good like do not have good fundamentals for this game,
Yeah.
and I've seen them, and I've told them your fundies are bundies. You need to get better at the fundies, and they're just like, nah. I just drew bad. Like, no, no, stop saying you drew bad. Just stop it. There. Believe me, there are games where people draw bad. I played
Oh,
against
yeah, I'm
Mel
sure.
on Sunday who saw one top end card, and I just
Yeah.
obliterated them. Like, it wasn't close. They drew bad. That person drew bad. But there's
Yeah.
fundies that you have that can carry you through a disadvantageous matchup. It happens.
Yeah.
You build them, learn them. I'm begging players to build them and learn them.
I just want this Gundam card game to start taking off now.
Yeah, we get a beta event should be going live soon for sign up for February. We should get our
I
the
know, there's
beta
one near me.
I at least have one as well. There's another like the beta set comes from Premium Bandai in February too. We're probably gonna have
Mhm.
some webcam games of those, just because webcam. I think webcam games are actually like interesting and good and
Yeah.
useful because like you can't just play on MTGO or on the One Piece Sim all the time. You have to like get the dexterity down, and I don't mean just like, oh, I'll draw my 5 or 7 card hand opener. It's also like, all right, let me sift through my hand to see what things I have to respond to certain things.
Yeah, no, like, I definitely get that, like, I think I just kinda need to start doing more. Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Wait a minute.
Sorry. I'm looking at the store trial events, for my area. There was one that isn't really listed anymore. Hold on. Oh, there's like oh, I'm sorry. They have it actually listed as like the actual town, not just Pittsburgh area.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah.
like Bridgeville
Like,
or something like that.
right. Yeah, yeah. I'm like, why does Pittsburgh only have two? And then I'm like, oh, they.
Let me guess. One is like top deck or top cut in
Yeah, yeah. Top Deck and Games LLC is Pittsburgh, and then Mimics Market. I've never heard of that
trying to
one.
remember. I'm trying to think of where that is. But yeah, top deck games and LLC games LLC. That one's on where the fuck? Oh god, it's like South Hills.
Yeah, yeah. There's actually quite a few near me, actually. Uh, there's
Yep,
Coriopolis, Greensburg.
yep.
I'm excited for this Gundam game. If you can't tell,
Yeah, I'm excited for it too. 3 card games, baby. Let's go.
I'm only gonna do two, but have a deck for the third.
Well, yeah, I'm gonna have my 3 card games, but yeah, that's about it. That's all I have to say. The One Piece stuff. I mean, if you guys want to hear me talk about it more, I'll go over like games. I'm gonna ask Eggman if who is the person who streamed the tourney. I'm gonna ask if I can use his VOD because his VOD is much cleaner than my VOD because my VOD contains my opponent's Discord screen, my Discord screen, and then Eggman's Discord screen, so it looks like shit. I'm gonna ask if
Yeah,
I can commentate over that and like talk through my decision process because he said some things and I'm like, well, having perfect information, here's what I knew and here's what I did.
this is where I disagree with you.
Yeah, it was weird. It was like he was like, all right, on 10 Dawn, you want to play Shanks, and I'm like, that's not correct because I got to go second. I'll I'll break this down real quick. Actually, let me share this screen again. Uh,
Okay, all right.
so on Tendon, you generally want to play the 10 cost Shanks, not which is to the character to the right of the leader.
Which
That's
is down bottom,
down
down
bottom.
bottom. Bro.
He's like, yeah, you generally want to play that. And I'm like, no, no, no. I know my opponent has a 10 cost Blackbeard, which will negate Shank's effect and will give him minus or will like remove his blanket -1 plus remove my leader effect. I don't want that to happen. I want to be able to swing big next turn. So I'm going to play the card next to the left of my leader, which is a 9K rusher for 8 Dawn, and get the exact same thing that would have already happened in the first place, which is my opponent takes a life. Because no matter what, like if they're getting hit with 9 or getting hit with 12, they're taking 9 or 12. It doesn't matter. So I'm getting that life. And then they have to stun my 8 cost 9K instead of my 10 cost 12K. And then I can use the 10 cost 12K to swing over top of their 10 cost 11K now. And then, of course, they play the second one, and it's like, oh, okay, well, oh, well. But by doing that, I force them. I instead stack like 8 Dawn. I go 5. I swing 5 with my leader, and then I stack 8 Dawn on my 8 cost 9K to swing into their 10 cost 12K. They have 3 cards in hand, so they can't possibly defend it. So it fucking dies. I knew
Oh my
I
god.
knew. I knew everything. I knew exactly how to play from 10 Dawn onwards. I was, or from 8, even from 8 Dawn onwards. I was right every single time. But I
Every
want to talk
time.
about that. I was right every single time. I knew exactly how I had
Every
to play
time.
that game. I played it exactly perfectly.
That's fantastic, Dan.
I know.
I wonder if he'll like if you commentate over it, if like you guys will do a thing together on it. That'd be kind of
No,
neat.
I no, we're too small time. And I'll also
I said
this is my
you.
first tournament win. So
I said
like,
you, not not us.
oh, I
I
know.
don't know
But like,
shit.
no, he won't. It's a 108-person tournament. It'd be different if it was like 1,000-person tournament. You know?
I don't know the size of tournaments.
Yeah, so regionals tend to be around 1,000 players. Treasure Cups around 1,000 players. This was like a store hosting a box tournament, not on the app. And
Ah,
hey, so Bandai card game players are really bad about knowing what gets played outside of the app. So,
Oh,
yeah, that's
interesting.
why there was only
Hmm.
108 players, but that's what it is. But all right, that's enough of me talking about One
That's
Piece and gloating a little bit. It's time to come back down to earth. It's time to leave. It's time to get out of here so Bill and I can play some
yeah.
webcam magic. But before we do so, I want to thank everybody for listening. Thanks everybody for watching. If you would leave a like, comment, subscribe, all the good stuff that you're told to do for videos and podcast services, that'd be great. We'd really appreciate it. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening again. And until next time, this is Dan saying, keep calm and spike on.